Fear not. Welcome to day 32. Our lesson is taken from Job 11, verse 13 to 15. If thou prepare thine heart and stretch out thine hands toward him, if iniquity be in thine hand, put it far away, and let not wickedness dwell in thy tabernacles. For then shalt thou lift up thy face without spot. Yea, thou shalt be steadfast, and shalt not fear. We need perseverance and patience to walk with God. This is never truer than in times of frustration. People do not guard their thoughts carefully enough, especially when under pressure or when under frustration. When we leave our thoughts unguarded, the flesh can usurp what the Lord wants to do. We therefore need a genuine respect for cause and effect as a necessary condition for turning frustration into impartation. Cause always belongs to God. The effect is always whatever is released through the Son of God. Frustration is sent to change us. Frustration is to make us into the image of Jesus. Job 23 and verse 10, when he hath tried me, I shall come forth as gold. Hebrews 12 and verse 11, now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. What of James 1 verses 4 to 8? Do we love God enough to allow him to fulfill his purpose in us, no matter how much it hurts, no matter how much it frustrates us? Can we, in our frustration, love people enough to help them, even while facing our own frustration and problems? Do we love God enough to fulfill the mandate of becoming his servant and allowing ourselves to be treated like servants? Part of our frustration is that we cannot see where our lives fit into the current circumstances unless they change. The Apostle Paul reminds us, now we see through a glass darkly. 1 Corinthians 13 verse 12. Therefore, in acting in our issues, in acting in our frustration, we try to create space for ourselves. We want to assure us that the significant test in frustration, the significant test in a crisis, is to determine whether we shall sacrifice what is close to our own heart in order to serve God. When Abraham was told to offer up Isaac, it was a major test of his obedience, Genesis 22. His response, he went believing that God would provide for himself the lamb for a burnt offering, Genesis 22 and verse 8. Abraham had the knife in his hand, ready to kill what was most dear to him, before the Lord stopped him, Genesis 22, 15 to 18. One of the lessons for us in times of frustration, in times of a crisis, is that we must let go and let God. Isaac was not the cause of Abraham's prophetic inheritance to be fulfilled. He was the effect. The cause to fulfill the prophecy over Abraham was only ever going to be God himself. Genesis 18, 10 to 19. We can hold on to our own dreams only by letting it go in the service of God. His promise, his goodness are the cause of our fulfillment, not our desire to take hold of the promise and make it work. Victory over sin and fear enhances a joyful countenance without shame. Join us again tomorrow as we continue in our series, Fear Not. God bless you.